Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm Sheldon and this is Behind the Enthusiast. Today we are going to be taking a look at my 2011 Ninja Hooligan flat track build, and that is because number one, I've changed the throttle grip already. Number two, I had some issues with it and I fixed that already. Now number three, I'm actually having problems with the cables. This was actually the main culprit for the problems that I'm having. So obviously I want to get those sorted out. And so what I've done is actually ordered two new cables. So you got your throttle cable and your idle cable. I bought brand new ones specifically for the Ninja because the handlebar setup that is on it for flat track racing, you don't really need to extend the cables at all, and there's no binding whatsoever. So I simply said, you know what? Just to avoid any more headaches, I'm going to replace them completely with brand new ones. So let's get into it. So first things first, guys, you want to come in here to the housing, top screw, bottom screw, remove those. And once this is all disassembled, this splits open very easily. And basically everything hangs there. You take out the cables from the throttle grip. So throttle grip you can just pull off, set aside, or leave it on the bar. It doesn't really matter. But these parts will be hanging here loose. And then of course you follow the cables down right into here. Now here's the thing. These cables is the exact same thing as your throttle. So you have to remove these for right there. And you guys can see when I twist on the throttle, that is the action of it. Now you can kind of see how the top one here, see how it's a little bit loose? And then when I pull on the grip, there's a little bit of play in the throttle. It tightens ever so slightly. Now, this is because of the cables not actually being functional on the old ones. This is actually the new setup at the moment. So as you can see, a little bit of play in the cable there. Now, this is obviously been set up. This is actually normal for what I have right now because these are brand new, but I'm going to show you guys the condition of the old ones, and hopefully you guys will notice right away what the actual issue was. It has nothing to do with that little adjustment there. It has to do with the overall function of the actual cables plus the adjustments as well. So these are the old throttle and idle cable. Now, as you guys can see, there's a little bit of a kink here. So it's bent. Now, either I did that during the removal, or it's possible that that was actually causing a little bit of an issue with the function when it was on the bike. However, there's also some spots where it's been chewed up. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but the cable is chewed up pretty bad. And then, of course, it was also taped together, which doesn't look very good either. So clearly there's something severely wrong with these cables. And then, of course, you get to the very end, and you guys can see that is completely broken off. Yeah, it is not supposed to be that way. You basically lose a lot of function of the cable because of this, as I've proven, because I took this off completely, put on the brand new ones, and now with a little bit of adjustment, I'm going to show you guys how to use the adjusters. The bike is perfectly set up, ready to go now. So replacing the cables in this case was the perfect solution. So once you guys have everything connected up down here and back up the throttle grip, the housing is all reassembled. You have to come in here and you see that adjuster screw there. You can use that one, and you can also use this one right here. Now, obviously, depending on how things are actually working for you for the throttle. You adjust one, check the throttle play. If it's not working, check the other one as well. And so every time you do that, you want to check the play in the cables down here. And I'm going to show you guys what I mean. So it kind of gets a little bit loose, right? Just a little bit. But this throttle has just a little bit of play in it, which from what I've been told is normal. You want just a little bit, nothing too crazy. Because if it's too sloppy, it means the tension is wrong. And so basically it's a bit of a balancing act between the throttle cable and idle cable because this is a push-pull system. So the one on the bottom right now is pulling it open, and then the one on the top is pulling it closed. Now, when I went to change the old ones off, throttle would go like this, and then it would get stuck in this position right here. Now you guys can see that is not good. It becomes very loose, lots of slack there, and it wouldn't actually fully return to that position. Now, as you guys saw with the damaged cables, the old ones, that is one of the reasons why it wasn't functioning properly. And so if you guys have checked your throttle grip and that is moving freely, then clearly it is the cables. And so in this case, after me replacing the throttle grip on the throttle tube, making sure that that was 100% ready to go, I realized that it was the cables that were actually bad. And so now that I've changed them out, the bike is completely ready to go. Well guys, what did you think of that troubleshooting process for figuring out that the culprit for the throttle issues was the cables themselves? Now, obviously, I didn't show you guys the disassembly of this. This is something where, unfortunately, I didn't have the camera at the time of me actually doing this job. I had someone helping me with it, so I was a little bit more focused on what the process was like on my own so that I wouldn't have to fiddle around with it too much again. However, I may take it apart again to show you guys at a later date if you guys are that curious, but to be completely honest with you guys, the disassembly of this, well, specifically on the Ninja, obviously, you know, if I had done it, you guys could have seen that. However, I want you guys to get into a good habit, and that is not just relying on these videos, but also relying on yourselves for taking photos. The only way that I actually learned how to disassemble this and actually get really good at it is actually taking photos and making videos just like this one. However, when you take those two screws off of the actual housing and you pull it apart, honestly, it is very simple, very straightforward. You can't screw it up. And so all you have to do is remember which cable goes where. So the throttle cable and the idle cable. And if you guys have any doubts about those, use a piece of tape, like masking tape, and write on them. That is the best way to know which one is which. And then, of course, when you're putting the new ones on, same thing applies. One has that plastic, you know, L-shaped, you know, piece to it. The other one does not. So you can't screw it up unless, of course, when you're down on the side of the bike where that housing with the metal piece that's twisting there, I think it's a ramp. And so you might want to label those, you know, so you know which one is top and which one is bottom. But again, take photos, put labels on things, do this for yourselves because me explaining it in a video may not come across very clear. And the only way to actually, you know, be certain of these things is to mark them yourselves, all right? So that's a tip for you guys, to rely on your own phone, your own videos to actually assemble and reassemble all those things. And so If you guys think that that is a bad way of teaching you good habits, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of that. But if you guys did like the video, make sure to smash that like button so I know that it's working. And if you guys want any more videos that are, let's say, a little bit more in-depth, I will obviously try to make some more. And I mean, the bike doesn't have too many more problems with it. Really, it's ready to go. But if you guys have any requests, obviously it's a flat track bike, so there's a few things missing, like a fairing and everything else, and headlight. But if there's something that you guys feel like I'm missing on, you know, the best way for me to improve these videos, leave a comment down below. If you guys think I'm missing something or skipping over something or not explaining something very well, again, the best way for me to improve these videos for you guys is for you guys to leave constructive criticism. And believe me, I take all those things into consideration. I love reading the comments and I love improving my videos because at the end of the day, I want you guys to be self-sufficient so that you can fix your own bikes when things go wrong and you don't have to sit there and go, how am I going to get this done? The dealership has no appointment space right now and you can't get it in to get fixed. So, you know, sometimes that is a problem. So being able to do these little things all on your own, just ordering the parts and doing it yourselves, is a great option. And honestly, it feels so good to actually work on your own bike and fix it. You feel a sense of pride, and that is an awesome feeling. So be sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss out on future content on the channel, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.